This week, Jess talks about how many butts were sniffed at the Novi Pet Expo, what we love and hate about Disney Plus, and why David Dobrik owes Dan $200. All this and more on this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. Now in 3D. Welcome to this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. We are good for your ears. Oh. What is it about it that's so funny?
It's not like I'm laughing at you funny. Like, I don't know.
Is it because 2 minutes ago I sounded like Eeyore?
Yes.
And then now it's like a rocket shooting up to the sky?
Yeah, it was like you were just talking all normal and like, bam, there it was.
Yeah. You have to hold on. It's like at a roller coaster right before like you go and you're strapped in, you don't know when it's going to take off, and then blow, there it goes.
Yes, that's exactly what it's like. Because you always say, okay, let's podcast. And then there's like this eerie silence.
Sometimes for a long time.
I know. And I try to hold my breath so hard because I'm like, okay, don't laugh. And then it doesn't work.
Yeah. And there's all kinds of things going on in my head. Like I said, it's like a rocket launch. It's like, do I know what I'm going to say? What are the topics today? Oh, yeah. Like, what are you doing? Focus, Dan. Like, and then I'm like, all right, well, time to do the thing. And then I do the thing.
And it works out every time.
It does. Like now. Welcome to this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. We are good for your ears. I'm Dan, and you can find me at RFS Dan.
And I'm Jess, and you can find me at Gone to the Snow Dogs and Snow Dogs Vlogs.
Dang, Jess, you just returned from the Novi Pet Expo. Just like hours ago you got back.
Yeah, like an hour and a half ago.
And here we are already talking about it.
Gotta get to work.
I know. So how was your trip?
It was really good. It was one of those trips you go on and then you get reminded why you do what you do. It was like that.
So for this Pet Expo, every performer, every actor, when they go on tour and stuff like that, they have like a home show where it's all the people from their town or people in the neighboring areas or the people that were there from the beginning. And this was your home show.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We've been going to Novi. I was trying to figure it out. I think it's been 5 years, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'd actually have to like look it up. But I'm pretty sure we've been going for 5 years now. And I see the same people that we saw from the first year we were there. And I call everybody the regulars. You know, we see a lot of new people and people from all over the place. But I don't know. There's a core group of people that always come to see us there. And I really enjoy that they do that every year. So
how far away is Novi from you?
So from us, it's about 3.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that far from here, and it's close to Detroit, so it's closer to where there's way more people than way up here where we are.
Oh, right. And do you guys stay down there, or do you have to travel back and forth every day?
We stay at a hotel that's connected to the expo hall, which is probably another reason why it's one of my favorite conventions we go to. It's the easiest place that we go to take a break. Like if the dogs need to go back and eat lunch, or if we want to run back to the hotel for an hour or so and kind of just let them chill out for a little bit, we just walk down to the hotel and we're in our room. So it makes it kind of nice to, I don't know, it's just convenient. I don't have to put them in a car and try to drive and leave. Whenever we have to do that, we end up just staying the whole day.
Yeah, because you don't want to take the time out to do that. So it's all inside the same lobby and everything, right?
The hotel is all the way at one end of the expo hall. So like the expo is held at, it's called the Suburban Showcase Plaza, and it's this huge, like the expo hall itself is probably as big as the Anaheim Convention Center. It's huge, but the expo itself is only in one section of the building.
Gotcha. And it's pretty big, right?
Yeah, it's huge. It's probably next to the Canadian Pet Expo. It's probably the biggest one we go to.
So walk us through it. So you leave the same day that you're supposed to be there to show up, or do you go the night before?
Usually we go the night before, but this time we ended up leaving at 9 a.m. We had to be there. It started Friday at 2. We ended up leaving Friday morning because the hotel was actually booked solid the night before. Even weeks ago when we tried to get in, it was full. So we ended up leaving at 9 o'clock in the morning on Friday and then decided we would just, get down there that day.
I imagine that there was a boat convention or something in there before you guys had the Pet Expo, so there was no rooms.
The boat conventions are usually on the weekend. They do a lot of different things there. Like they have an auto show there, and they have, there's a lot of different things they actually do there.
That's right. You guys are always doing auto stuff there. You guys' state flower is the car.
Yeah, pretty much.
So You get down there, and do you already have your passes and badges, or do they make you check in, or what happens?
We have to go around to the office. There's like a show office, and we have to go in there and let them know that we're there. We have to be there before 2:00, otherwise it's a challenge to get in.
Is that when it opens?
So we have to. Yeah, it opens at 2 on Friday, and like Friday it runs from 2. It ran from 2 to 9. It used to only be till 8. So at 8:00 Friday, I thought we were gonna get to go home or go back to the hotel, but nope, we had to stay till 9. So yeah, no, we go in and we go get our badges and things like that and let everybody know we're there. And we already beforehand through the email and stuff, I get like the booth number and a map so we know where we're gonna be. We had an amazing spot this year. All of the loud events were at the other end of the expo hall this year, which was so nice.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Are you one of the larger people to show up there?
We had a line multiple times. It was kind of nice. I think we're actually one of the only pet celebrities, pet influencers really that shows up. I know there's a couple other booths that are there that are kind of like social media stuff, but not really to the level that the dogs are at. Oh. So we're probably one of the bigger, kind of like that. Well, one year we were down there and Shorty from Pit Boss was there. They've had other famous TV people have been there and stuff like that.
But not like Air Bud or anything.
No. Sarah Carson from the Super Collies was there last year, but she wasn't there this year.
Okay, so Doug the Pug, there was no influencers, pretty much just you.
Yeah, there wasn't really any other ones besides us.
Do you have to go there and set up the booth yourself?
Yeah, they give us booth space and we bring everything we need. I have a few things made for when we do events like this and we have to do our little setup. It doesn't take us long to set up. We don't bring a lot because, we're driving and we're traveling with the dogs and we don't have a trailer. Jamie and I, every year when we're done with this expo, we're like, next year we're going to have a graphic board printed and we should have all these cool things to kind of really show people what we are. And then we never do it. But maybe by this time next year we'll actually have it figured out.
Yeah, sure. So you were in there before the doors opened?
Yeah, yep. We get to go in before everybody else and we get to set up and that kind of gives us a chance to walk around and see where everything is, which I kind of like to do that. So when people are asking me where different stuff is, I kind of know, not the booths and stuff, but the actual events, the lure courses and the canine stars and all of those things. I like to kind of know where they're at so I can direct people where to go if they ask us.
Well, that's pretty cool. Did anybody come running over to your booth let me in?
Oh, yeah. We had people waiting there multiple times. When we would leave and come back, we would have a whole line of people waiting for us. It was intense.
That's pretty cool. What is, before anybody comes in there and you're inside at your booth with Kira and Memphis, do they know what's about to happen?
Memphis does. I think Memphis knows because Memphis, I could probably very loose leash walk her and she would walk right from the room straight to the convention center. She seems to know when we get there what it is and what's going on. Right. Kira, this is only her second convention she's ever been to, and the first one you were at when she was at the convention was in LA.
Yes.
We didn't really let Kira kind of be out with everybody just because she was so young. She was only 14 weeks old at the time. So she saw a lot of the commotion, but when we actually did our meet and greet, she wasn't really in a lot of that. This time she was, out front and center with Memphis, and she did pretty good. She was a little bit clingy to me, which I expected. She's only 8 months old.
Yeah.
But she was very good with everybody that wanted to pet her and take pictures of her and things like that. She did pretty good. She did pretty good with the other dogs that were there. She wasn't scared of anybody. She didn't seem scared. There were a few times where I could tell she was a little overwhelmed, and then Jamie would just take her outside for a little bit and bring her back in. You could tell she just needed a break.
Is that a concern of yours, that since she hasn't been to very many pet expos or anything, that you just have to watch to see what she's made of? Is she gonna snap? Is she gonna fight with other dogs? How come none of your dogs ever fight with anybody? They're always so chill.
I don't allow them to fight with anybody. It's not an option.
Right. But was that a concern at all?
I watch their body language and I watch how they react when people come up to them, and it is a big concern because, they're my dogs and I want to make sure that they're cared for and I want to make sure that they're comfortable in the situation. And if they're uncomfortable, then I don't want them to be there. If at any point in time I felt that it was too much for her and she needed to go for a few hours, Jamie would have taken her out for a few hours. But usually it just took him taking her outside and then she'd come back in. She was pretty good. She would lay down and people would pet her, and I could tell she was happy to be petted, but at the same time, she was kind of does like Memphis does when Memphis gets tired. She's just like, you can pet me, but I'm still going to nap.
Right. Yes, I noticed that on every picture I seen, I think just about of Memphis, just laying there, eyes closed, just not caring, just taking it all.
Yep. Yep, and that's pretty much what Kira was doing. She was happy to be there. She was at my feet most of the time. She didn't, like, Memphis will kind of, like, walk out into people. Kira was more, like, watching everybody, like, what's going on and who's walking here, and, oh, I'm getting petted. This is kind of neat, but what's going on? So she was still kind of, like, learning and taking it all in.
Right. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it worked out really well. They both did. Memphis always does really good, but they both actually did really well. I was really proud of Kira. She did pretty good this year. Yeah. We tried to, like, the first day we took a break and went and fed them and then came back. And then the second day, my plan was to, like, be there for 2 hours and then take an hour break and then be there for 2 hours. That didn't happen.
Oh, no, I could have told you that when you told me what schedule you were trying to do. I was like, well, that sounds like a great schedule in theory, but it's going to go by fast and everybody's going to want to talk to you.
Yeah, and that's where it's hard. You know, if we're trying to walk away to go, you know, take an hour break and somebody just got there, it's like, well, we'll be back in an hour, and then you feel bad. So it was like, well, I think Saturday, the only time we left to feed them lunch, and that was it. And then it ended at 9 on Saturday, so they got a bunch of treats while we were there, so we just fed them a small dinner after it ended. Oh,
that's awesome. So it sounds like they did really well.
They did really good.
How many people do you think showed up?
I don't even know. It was so crazy. Like, so unlike PetCon, where we only have an hour and a half and everybody has to wait in a line and shuffle through the line, Novi is so different because we're kind of just at our booth and people can walk up and talk to us, and, you know, there's always like a husky cuddle puddle going on. People are sitting on the floor and petting the dogs, and it's really hard to get an idea of how many people were there because I talk the whole time. It's nonstop. There's people coming, and, you know, somebody might reach in and pet the dogs and say something and be gone in 2 minutes, and other people want to stay there for a half an hour. And Jackie, the lady that runs it, kept coming over going, everybody's asking where you are. She's like, more people come here to look for you guys than anything else here, and I'm so glad you guys came again. So we have a lot of people that come there specifically for the dogs.
That's so crazy. I did see a lot of people with your merch on.
Yeah, that was really cool. I wanted to, again, more things I didn't get done. I wanted to this year have the cards with our merch store on them with a discount code, since we don't bring anything to sell at the events because, again, we don't have a trailer and we don't have the extra hands, and it just becomes, once you're there and you're handling money, it becomes a whole nother mess of stress.
Yes.
But yeah, there were a lot of people that had our merch on, which was really cool to see.
A merch person is a whole nother separate person that is excluded from what you're doing there, and they just handle merch and money.
Yeah, and then you have to, how many do you print and what sizes do you bring, and when you're out, and it becomes really
I like your idea of the card with the discount code better.
Yeah, I wanted to do that this year. It's something I have written down, so maybe starting next year that'll be something we implement.
That's awesome. And then you had some visitors?
Oh my gosh. Well, Becky, if any of you guys that watch the channel know her from our comments, Oakley fan, she flew in from Germany.
That's so far.
To the expo. Yeah, she flew in from Germany, and then Katie, who also is in a lot of our comments, she flew in from North Dakota. And I know throughout this whole thing I'm going to forget a whole bunch of people. Tasha came up from Kentucky. Like, we had a family that flew in from Florida with their daughter Amelia, and when I first started talking to them and they told me they were from Florida, I don't know why, a lot of people from Florida come to Michigan, so I assumed, oh, they're probably just up here like visiting family. No, they actually flew from Florida just for the weekend to come to the Pet Expo.
That's so crazy. People have traveled lots of miles to come see, well, you.
Yeah, well, they said me, but it's really the dogs. It's the dogs.
Right.
It's not me.
It's really the dogs.
Yeah, we had people from all over, you know, people that said, oh, I drove up from Indiana. Oh, I drove up from Ohio. And it was just, it's mind-blowing to me that people travel that far just to come see us. And the people that, you know, thanked us for what we do and thanked us for, you know, making the videos and how we make people's day better. It's that kind of thing that kind of, you know, reminds me that it's only 1% of the people out there are really rotten. Everybody else is amazing.
Right. Yes. And we always focus on that rotten. And it's also good to get verbal feedback in 3D, like in person. You know?
Yes. It is. It's different. And lots of hugs. I got lots of hugs and lots of stuff. Everybody was bringing us stuff and bringing the dogs treats and artwork, and we left with way more than what we came down with.
Oh yeah, it was funny. You sent me this picture yesterday. and it says we only came with 2 bags, and there was like one of those. It was like one of those loading things, right, to push down to the car, and it was full of stuff.
Yeah, when we went to get ready, Jamie goes, "Do they have one of those like cart things downstairs?" And I went, "Yeah, I'll go grab one." And when I came back up and we actually loaded it, he goes, "I don't know where the dogs are going to fit in the back of the car," but he managed to Tetris it back there, and the dogs still had enough space to ride. So it was great.
That is so awesome. Everybody loves the dogs, and you guys.
People brought us Timbits and Oreos.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh!
Heck yeah.
Now I'm envious.
Somebody brought you a duck with a mohawk.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you got a gift too.
I'll take it. I'll put it right here. I have a spot right here. Here, look. I just cleaned a spot right here on my desk for it. So you have
I'll send it to you.
Is it local pickup only? Do I have to come get it?
Yeah, there you go. Yep, I'm not sending it to you. I'll have a pile here for you of stuff.
That was for 3 days, though, right? That was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Wow. And no time during that 3 days did it trail off at all, right? It just kept going?
Sunday, there was a moment. Saturday night, there was like a little bit of time where it calmed down. So we took a break and I went and did a barn hunt with the dogs just to try it. And then Sunday, it calmed down a little bit. So we walked around a little bit on Sunday. But I really didn't get to see much of the expo this year. Normally, I get more time where I can grab a dog and walk around and kind of check things out. This year, it was just nonstop. It was crazy.
Well, that's a good thing. There was nothing there specifically that you wanted to see. You were just mostly going there just to be you.
I mostly go there just to be me. Like, I got to see Jackie, the lady that runs it, and I got to meet her dogs. And, other friends of ours came. Charles and Thor came. And,
yes.
So I got to see Thor. Then Mike showed up with Nora, so I got to see Nora. And Nora got to meet Kira. I know everybody was like, oh, are they going to get to meet? They met at the expo. They didn't really get to play because, they were all inside.
Right. That's true. Yeah, you can't just let them go run around, huh?
Yeah, at one point in time, I don't know if I got a picture of it, but at one point in time, I think I counted, and there was 12 snow dog breeds right in front of our booth.
Holy cow.
Yeah, there was Siberian Huskies and Alaskan Malamutes, and they were all right in front of our booth. We tried to start a howl, but it didn't work. I was going to ask that. Yeah, we tried a couple times, but the expo hall, it's a lot like being on the expo floor at VidCon. The ceilings are really high, so it's really loud.
Right.
So the dogs are really distracted.
They're just
going
to shut it down like, hey, no howling. No howling.
Right.
Oh, that would have been so awesome if you'd have started that.
We tried.
Next time when you go to Toronto, maybe you can try the howl there. That has to happen.
We've had it happen a couple times, but we tried. I had a couple videos going, and at one point in time, Memphis howled a little, but there wasn't enough other dogs around at the time. But when all those dogs were standing there, we tried to get her started. But
oh man, it's like the wave. Like if not everybody's into starting the wave, then you can't make the wave happen.
Exactly.
Oh man, what's a good thing though? Because everybody starts howling, then all the animals are gonna go nuts, and then everything at the Pet Expo is gonna break out of their cages, like the birds and the monkeys and the dogs and the cats, and they're gonna rise up, and everybody's gonna kill their owners, and then that's how it starts.
That would be insane.
Yeah, all because you wanted dogs to howl.
It was super fun, and people picked up the podcast cards. A lot of people talked about the podcast, so I know there's some of them out there that are listening.
Hello.
So to any of you guys that stopped by and saw us, thank you for coming to see us. Maybe Dan will show up next year.
Ooh, maybe. That would be nice.
You really should. It's something you should experience.
I would like to go to a real pet convention, because PetCon was okay, but that was kind of bougie. I want to go to Comic-Con for pets.
Yes. Yeah, the Pet Expo is more that. There's so much going on and people, and it's different. You would have enjoyed it.
I would love it. I'd go around, I would try every pet snack, because I'm weird like that. Like, I'll eat the pet snacks.
There's a lot of them there.
Oh man, yeah. I could have had some pet snacks. So yeah, maybe I should go next year. That'll be a lot of fun. I like those things. Yeah. Like when we did PetCon, I thought that was fun.
Yeah. PetCon is different. It's definitely different, but Novi is still my favorite.
So what's on the agenda next? Are you turning and burning and hopping in a car and leaving and going right to the next convention?
Yeah, we leave Friday morning. And we're going to Canada.
Holy cow. Do you have to have a passport to go there?
No, enhanced driver's license.
So I can't go.
Not unless you have a passport or you live in Michigan and have an enhanced driver's license.
None of the above, ma'am.
Then no, you can't go.
Well, shoot. Hopefully Toronto will be awesome. Are you ready for that, or are you burned out?
I'm ready. I mean, I have until Friday. It's only, we're recording this. It's Monday. But I got time. I'll get it figured out.
How long have you be gone there for?
We have the hotel until Tuesday morning, because we're hoping that the expo there is only Saturday and Sunday. So we'll get there Friday, and we plan on getting there a little bit early so we can, have dinner and kind of chill out at the hotel. And then the expo is Saturday and Sunday. But I think we're staying till Tuesday because we're going to go to Niagara Falls again.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah, in the snow, and there's Christmas lights.
Do they have the lights on the falls right now?
Yeah, yep. So we're going to go at night. We're probably going to leave our hotel like around 4 and head over to Niagara Falls when it gets dark.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see that.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to go to the Toronto Pet Expo. Hopefully you'll see that dog with the tail on his forehead there.
Oh my gosh, I saw that on Facebook the other day.
Oh my gosh, what did you think about that?
That I don't know, that would bother me.
I mean, you could always see if it's happy or not.
It's true, very true.
Yeah,
it's a unicorn puppy.
I don't know if it was cute or weird or what's going on.
It weirded me out. I didn't think it was cute. It weirded me out. I couldn't. Every time I saw the picture, I didn't like it.
I just thought I'm desensitized. I just thought it was some sort of Snapchat filter. I'm like, oh, can I get the puppy narwhal filter for my head?
Right.
Well, maybe he's there. If he's there, you have to take a selfie. Or what do you call it when the butt's in the face? I don't know. You have to take a buddy with it or something. I don't know.
Right.
But let me know if the tail and the forehead dog's there.
I will have to let you know.
Other than that, it was cute.
Yeah, no.
No?
No.
So you wouldn't be my friend if my tail was on my forehead?
No.
I don't blame you. You'd only stare at it like, what? I got eyes down here.
Right? It would just be interesting. I couldn't do it. I couldn't own that dog.
So Jess, Disney Plus came last week. We talked about Disney Plus.
Yes.
And I got to log in, and I know you've been gone, so you probably haven't gotten to check it out too much.
I did before I left, though.
Are you a Star Wars fan?
Yes.
Oh, you have to watch The Mandalorian.
Haven't watched it yet. We forgot our HDMI cable. We normally take our HDMI cable so we can plug into the TVs there, and we, for some reason, took it out of our travel bag, and we were using it downstairs, and we forgot it. So we weren't able to. We had to watch like regular TV.
Oh,
whatever that
with
is.
Commercials.
We did watch a hockey game, and we lost, and we stayed up too late to watch us lose in a shootout. That was stupid,
yeah.
But no, so I didn't watch anything while we were there. We haven't watched The Mandalorian yet. Jamie and I watched Aladdin, and I watched some documentary on Walt Disneyland.
Wasn't that great?
Yes.
I thought that was great. And it was long, too. I like long documentaries. That's one thing that I'm down for. It. The longer, the better on the documentaries. I don't want it to end when I got invested. And I loved it. I thought that Disneyland documentary was great.
Yeah, I really liked it. There's a lot of stuff on there, I mean, like we talked about last week, that I'm really interested in watching. So I'm sure I still have 2 episodes of The Dark Crystal to finish, and that was the other thing we were going to do this weekend, but I forgot the HDMI cable, so.
You can throw that show away and just keep watching The Mandalorian. That's all you'll need.
I'm sure we'll end up watching it.
Yeah. So I scrolled through Disney Plus, and it's just all cartoons. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but I found myself scrolling through things and not really caring about like 80% of it.
Really?
Oh yeah, I didn't. Everybody's seen. And here's the thing: is I didn't watch a lot of the movies, so I see all the movies I should watch. I did a live stream the other day on my Instagram, and we were cooking food, and people were doing Ratatouille.
Yeah.
They were giving me Ratatouille references, and I didn't know what they meant. So I guess I should watch things just to be up on the culture of it.
Yeah, Ratatouille is a good movie. I like that one.
I just don't want to watch The Lion King.
Why, you don't want to cry?
No, I just know that one already. Like, I don't. I should watch Dumbo.
No, you'll cry.
What about Pinocchio?
I haven't watched that.
Are they all going to make me cry?
Well, I mean, it's Disney. That's kind of what they do.
Yeah. I saw a long Star Wars documentary, too. It was really, really cool. That one was nice.
You should watch Ratatouille. That's a good movie.
Is it? Okay. I have it.
Yeah,
I added it to my list.
So I did figure out I do have a complaint, Disney, if you're listening, which you're not, but if you are, I do have a formal complaint that I would like to file with Disney, please. I don't like that the names of the shows aren't in text underneath the thumbnails.
Yes.
Because when I sit on my couch, I mean, I have a 50-inch TV in my living room. I have a 32-inch TV in my bedroom. And I can't, if I don't know what the movie is, like The Lion King, Aladdin, but when I don't know exactly what it is and there's no text underneath it, I'm like, what is this? I don't know what this is. There's no title underneath. I don't like that. That bothers me.
And what are you watching it through? You're watching it through your like Roku or something?
Yeah. I have it on the Fire TV. I have a Fire TV in the bedroom, and then I have the Roku in the living room. They look the same, but I can't read anything because there's no text under the thumbnail.
I mean, obviously I have Apple TV. And I'm scrolling through
that's
it.
sad. I'm sorry.
Shut up. I'm scrolling through it right now. And there's this Anna Kendrick movie. Oh, hey.
Do you know how many people showed off their iPhones at the Pet Expo? And then how many people were like, have you got the Google Pixel 4 yet? Do you want to play with it?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Good.
Just throwing that out there.
Good. But more people were showing you their iPhones, right?
I think it was Sarah. Sarah had she had the iPhone and she's like, look, I'm drinking the apple juice. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. Is that your new catchphrase on a shirt? Drink the apple juice.
Yeah, we should put that shirt on the podcast, on the shop, on our merch store.
Oh man. So I'm just glazed.
That would be funny. We should do that. We should make a shirt for the Pixel and we should make a shirt for the iPhone and we should see which one sells better because then we'll know for real that you're wrong.
Well, you'll be able to pre-order my shirt at 4:00 in the morning. Just like I had to do to pre-order my phone. I got up at 4 to order yellow. Nobody wanted yellow. Just me. I'm the one that wanted yellow. So I don't know why I thought that was going to be sold out. So yeah, I'll have a pre-order at 4 in the morning. I bet people will like my shirt better than yours for sure.
I don't think so. Anyway, back to the topic at hand.
So I noticed on here, are you going to watch High School Musical, the musical?
So I saw a commercial for that on regular cable television this weekend. And then I saw the commercial again, and then I saw the commercial again. And now I'm kind of like, okay, I've seen this. I'm kind of intrigued because I liked Glee. So I was a Gleek. I watched every episode of Glee. I was there every night when it came on. I watched it as it aired. Like, I loved Glee, and I got that feeling from the previews I saw on TV.
Whoa.
Maybe?
You can't be a Glee fan and give me so much crap for all the music and stuff I listen to. Did you really watch Glee? You never told me
every
this.
single episode. I watched every single episode of Glee. I loved Glee. I loved it so much. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
There is nothing about you that would make me think that you would like anything about the show Glee.
Yeah, I loved it. It was great. How could you not like it?
I don't know. I wasn't watching it.
Did you ever watch it?
No, I didn't. I noticed it was a musical. I know Jane Lynch was in it, I think.
Yes,
and
she's hilarious.
She's funny. I know it was super popular, but it was just never something that I just sat down and watched. I think it was on cable by then, and I was like, I already cut cable.
It was on broadcast TV. It was on network TV.
Yes. Yeah, so I just didn't watch it. It just wasn't on my radar. Like, I just didn't relate to any of it. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, I loved it. I have Glee covers in my Spotify playlist.
Do you really? It's like that?
Yeah.
Oh, man. It just you know what it is? It's just in the 80s when they came out with Cop Rock, and it was so bad. Yeah. In the 80s, where it was like this really bad like detective show, and then in the middle they would stand up and they'd be like, "Stop in the name of love."
Yeah, if you guys don't know what Cop Rock is, you should look it up.
Oh yeah, just like Google Cop Rock, and then like there'll be like a little montage of how bad it was. So maybe you guys can then see why I'm so scorned from TV musicals and why I don't watch too many of them. But
Glee was good.
I'll keep at it at Disney Plus though, and like I said, you have to watch The Mandalorian. It's only 2 episodes in. It only takes you about 10 minutes to get invested. And
right? Are you gonna watch High School Musical?
The musical?
Yeah.
No, I'm still thinking about this Noel movie like I see over here with Anna Kendrick. I'm going to watch that.
Right.
Yeah, so. And I'll report back on that next week. Speaking of reporting back, I went and saw Jason Nash.
I heard nothing about it because you wouldn't tell me anything until we podcasted.
Oh, yes. You were busy anyway. You were busy glad-handing.
That's true.
Speaking of that, you better not get the convention flu. Like, I hope you, took a bath in Purell.
No, I'm not going to get the convention flu.
Oh, man. Whenever I come back from those places, I always feel crummy.
I usually do pretty good. I don't know why, but I usually do.
So, went to see Jason Nash. It's in Irvine. We got these tickets months ago.
Right.
Super VIP tickets. And so now's the day. So Blake and I get up. We all get ready to go. We head down there. It's about a 2-hour drive, like a full 2-hour drive there. There wasn't much traffic. And it was warm out. It was like 87, 84. It was warm down there. So we get to the Irvine Improv, and the best thing, guys, parking was free.
Wow.
When I say free, it wasn't a paid parking garage, but the arms was up and it just says free parking. So I'm like, that's rad. I'm already stoked. We get there, we get to the Improv, and the Improv's it's really nice. It's like a House of Blue, but it's not like the Irvine, it's not like the LA Improv or the Hollywood Improv where it's in the dungeons. It's like a House of Blues place. There's menus, and it's a really nice outdoor mall area. So Blake and I get there. We get in line, and I see every Blake and Dan there. Like, it's all a parent and a child, a parent, a child, a parent, a child.
Right.
So we get in there. I have my little tickets on my phone, and oh my gosh, I don't know, you people at home, when I have tickets on my phone, like, I'm looking at them like every 10 seconds. Are they still there? Is it still on my phone? Is it still there? Is the orientation right? Same when I was getting on the airplane. It's like there's like 10 more people ahead of me, and I'm like still looking at it. I'm like, don't go dim screen. Like, you have to scan and go quick. So scan our tickets. We got in there. There's a merch booth right there with some Rest When I'm Dead stuff.
Right.
And I was like, that's pretty cool. But then a lady took us to the VIP tables because we had the meet and greet. So we got a bunch of wristbands. They take us down to the front, and there's a lot of people there. At this point, it's not as bad. So we're sitting right in the middle in these tables that are really super long, about 10 seats on each side. There's like booths, like those half round booths you would see like in the mafia movies, like when you're about to sit there and have spaghetti with the dude in the corner, like, and nobody else is in the place. Anyway, so we're sitting there, we're hanging out, we get the menu, and there's lots of food to order there. I wonder if the food's going to be good here. And they do that thing where it's like, you have like a 2-item minimum and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I get it. So Blake and I get some drinks, and Blake gets a burger, and I got a hot dog. And I was like, oh man, I got like a comedy club hot dog. Like, this can't be good. But it was really good. It's still like a restaurant place. It was really good. So I could see, like, where I'm sitting, I could see kind of through the side of the curtain to the back.
Right.
And I could see people back there. So I could see like a bunch of like bright clothes. So I knew that like one of the Vlog Squad people were going to be there, right? So
right.
I'm like, and it's in Irvine too. So this is like, this is their home show. Everybody's there from, everybody lives there. So I was hoping that some people would show up, because I heard reviews that like sometimes it was just him, and people were kind of disappointed, which I was there to see Jason.
I was going to say, you shouldn't be disappointed if it's just Jason when you're there to see Jason Nash.
No, I was there to see Jason Nash, to be entertained by him.
Right.
He's still a comedian. Like, I'm ready to have him make me laugh. So I'm there. I haven't really been to very many comedy clubs and stuff, so I'm excited because I like this kind of stuff, and it's all exhilarating, and everybody's there, and there's hundreds of people there. So right behind the seats, then it goes up a little bit, and it's like flat seating up there, and that's just where the regular tickets are. So it's pretty cool sitting down there because you have your own person that comes and brings you your drinks and your food and stuff like that. So it's ready to start. Everybody's talking about it. You can just hear lots of chatter in there, and the lights go down, and out comes Jonah and Jeff. And so, yeah, right. So they come out, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And they just stood there, and like, it's great because nobody's got anything planned. They were talking about how they were trying to write jokes in the Uber, and how the Uber driver had no context of where they were going or what they were doing. So the Uber driver was all freaking out. So they get there, and Jeff keeps stealing the punchlines from Jonah. It's pretty funny. It's sloppy, and it's cool to see them all in 3D though. Like, the colors are very vibrant on stage. Like, they all look the same, but they're there in 3D. So they came out, they introduced Jason. Jason comes out, and he's out there for probably about an hour. So he does about close to an hour set. But like, he's not really, if you don't watch the vlogs and you don't keep up on everything, you're not going to connect as much as you would if you did. You can still get the jokes. Like, I get it. I take my kids to school and they're embarrassed by me jokes, stuff like that. Right. But the nuances of the jokes and stuff like that was pretty spot on. Like, you have to watch the vlogs to know.
Right.
So it was pretty cool. At one point he was like, he was making fun of his daughter, and she comes flying off from like the side of the stage and takes the mic out of his hands and starts correcting him. She can't be more than like 12. And she just starts correcting him.
Yeah, she's young.
Oh yeah, but she had the attitude. She came out there with the fire. So I thought that was pretty funny. So he told a bunch of stories. There were some people in the crowd, because you know how it is when you go to a comedy show, like, so one person will say something in the crowd, you play off it for a second, but then everybody's got to talk. So it was funny to see him shut that down. I'm like, oh look, he's still a professional comedian. Lots of talking to parents who showed up there with their kids that have no idea what's going on and stuff like that. Lots of jokes. So it was good. So he did that for like 40 minutes, and then he started bringing people out on stage. So all of a sudden David comes out, and the place goes crazy.
Really?
Oh yeah, David comes out, and Natalie comes out, and their new assistant comes out, and Aaron was there, and Carly was there, and
wow.
Who's the mom?
Isn't it Jonah's family?
Yes, it's Jonah's family. So
yeah,
they were there, and
oh gosh, so everybody was there.
So they're out there, and then David's got his camera. So we're like, oh, what's gonna happen, right? So they come out there, and they're all talking. They're all doing Q&As and telling jokes and stuff like that. And then David's like, all right, so we want to give back to you guys. It's Jason's last show or whatever. It's one of his last shows. So he's like, we're going to give everybody in the audience their money back. And he's got like a 2-foot stack of just money.
Oh, gosh.
So everybody starts walking around it's like Natalie and the other assistants, and they start walking around handing out money.
Oh gosh.
And I was like, this is so crazy. And everybody's yelling and screaming there. It's so exciting in there. It's like his vlogs, right? So then he needs to record stuff for his vlog. So he's standing there trying to do bits and stuff. And then, he goes back on stage. He's trying to make us yell and scream and stuff. And it was definitely really super rad, right? So then it all ends. And everybody leaves the stage. It was like a freaking concert. Like, people were going nuts. So then they're like, hey, all right, everybody leave. Like, you all have to leave unless you have a green wristband. So we're standing in line, and I hurry up and got in line with Blake. And the line was long. There was like at least 100 people there for meet and greets. And the people at the Improv were like, dude, we got another show soon. Like, y'all got to hurry this up. So we were towards the front of the line. We wait in line. Some people didn't have wristbands, so they got the boot out of the line. And I can see out the door, and I can see the rest of the vlog squad. They were all getting into a limo.
Right.
They were doing like some bit outside, and then they were getting into a limo. So I go up there. It's our turn to see Jason. Blake's got the GoPro. We hop up on stage because he's doing it on stage. So it's our turn to hop on stage. We talk for a couple minutes. Blake was doing something with Blake was showing the camera, vlogging. And Jason's like, is this for the vlog? I'm like, yeah. And then so he starts talking to the camera a little bit, and it was really cool. He's really, really nice, and like not
Did he remember you?
In a rush for any. I don't think so.
Dang.
I don't think so. I want to think he did, but he was talking to everybody like he knew everybody, which was cool. Like it was really, really cool. So we did that, and it was nice to meet him. Like I was a little starstruck, and yeah, I think I did say I like your stuff. I don't know. It was a blur. I got it all. I have it in the GoPro here.
That's hilarious.
But there was a lot of copyrighted music playing in the place, so that's might make it hard. But I do have him. He's like, dude, and he's so funny. He's like, okay, so this is for the vlog, so let's do a thumbnail pose. So like when we did a thumbnail pose for the vlog,
gosh.
So he was great. It was really nice to see him. I thought the show was good. I thought it was valued right.
And you got your money back.
Right. I had a great. Here's the problem with that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I did not get my money back. So they were walking around with all the money and doing the bits, and they were right to the table next to us. And then David's like, come over here. And then took Natalie over to the other side. And they were like, are they coming back? And they didn't. They had so much money. And I think they were giving out hundreds. So for like 5 minutes, I was salty. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the worst day ever. And then I'm like, oh, shut up. You had so much fun. So it was great. I don't care. It was a great time. But it would have been nicer if we would have gotten our money back.
Right.
But it was so much fun, and it was interesting to watch them work behind the camera.
Yeah.
And
that's so cool.
Yeah, so I had a great time there. I thought it was a lot of fun.
That is pretty neat. So the way you felt is, I guess that's how people feel when they meet my dogs.
Yes. It was so crazy because there were so many kids just yelling and screaming like uncontrollably.
Yeah, see, we didn't have that. Everybody that came to see us was really nice, and it was organized and not insanity. Thank goodness. My dogs couldn't handle that. I couldn't handle that.
You would have had fun if you'd have gone to this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recommend it. If you guys are a fan, I recommend paying the money and going to the show. It was just like a one-on-one. It was like a big long vlog.
Right.
And everybody was super nice, and it was just cool to see everybody out there. Like,
yeah.
I would have been just happy if he came and went. I was like, I don't care if I see anybody else, but I knew they were gonna. Like I said, we're outside LA here. Of course they're gonna show up.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so I had a good time doing that, and then afterwards, Blake and I hopped in the car and drove 2 hours back home. I tried to drive through Los Angeles just to see the city, but there was so much dang traffic and construction stuff, so we went through the outskirts by the mountains, and it was pretty. Got to watch the sunset on the way home, and it was a happy day.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
And even though you got to kind of meet them beforehand, now Blake got to as well.
Yes. Yeah, he seemed really happy. I looked over during the show. I'd look over and glance at him, and he was smiling and laughing and stuff like that. So yeah, it was good for us to do. I'm glad that's something I was telling Jason about. That I was like, did something him and I can do together, and I think that's pretty rad. Yes.
See, aren't you glad we all talked you into getting tickets?
Yes, I was definitely okay with that. Like
after we peer pressured you into getting tickets.
Oh my
like,
gosh,
you should
did peer pressure. Just do it, Dan.
Wasn't it worth it?
YOLO. I think YOLO got me. I'm like, fine, that's stupid saying. When that YOLO saying came out, I didn't know what the heck that meant for like months. I'm like, well, YOLO.
You're like, what's a yo-yo?
Yeah, I was like, I don't get that, man. And then now I'm like, oh, I get it now. I think it was when the old people started using it.
Oh, now it makes sense.
Yes, right.
You have to be above the age of something to make this make sense.
Oh, have you seen that on TikTok just like recently? How like all the adults on TikTok are taking over, and those hashtags are starting to climb the ranks, and it's hashtag adult on TikTok, and
yes, I love it. I love it.
I don't want to be on that side of it though.
Why? Dude, TikTok is legit for all ages. I follow people of all ages on TikTok, and I follow some grandma and grandpas out there on TikTok. I love that it doesn't matter on that app if you're young, if you're old, if you're good looking, if you're not good looking, nobody cares. If you make content that makes people happy, it works. It works on TikTok, and I love that. It reminds me of old YouTube. When you were passionate about something and you just put it out there and had fun, it worked.
Yes,
and it seems like
goes.
On TikTok, on TikTok, if it's just something you're doing and it's fun, it works. Mm-hmm. I love that. I love it.
You're right. Production value doesn't have to be high. In fact, It's cheapened sometimes deliberately just to make it better.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. And it's such a big place. Like, it's such a big place that anybody could be famous for anything. So I have seen the adult movement, and I thought
Are you jumping on board?
I guess I'll jump on board. I did put up a couple of videos of like over 40 hashtag or like adults on TikTok, and I'm like, man, like I'm there. Like, it's finally admitting that I'm there. So yeah, if there's place with me. And like I said, so I put up the TikTok. I put up my most recent one with the truth or dare. There's like a truth or dare little button you put on there, which is so interactive. You got to like push the button on the screen, and then it brings you up a question, and you do it. So I'll do some more of those. That was kind of fun. I did like that.
How did that TikTok go over, Dan?
Oh my gosh, guys. I got like over 80,000 views on that. I was like, holy cow. Like,
Is that the most views you've ever had on anything across social media?
yes, I think that beats. Yeah, I have this other view. I think I have this other video that's got a lot of views too. But no, this happened like
your lawnmower video.
Oh yeah, there's that lawnmower, and I didn't even know that was the thing. Like, that video's not even on RFS Dan.
Right.
It's on all my other YouTube channels that none of you guys at home know about that I have videos on. I won't tell you what they are. Otaku Dan 78 is one of them. So there, go look at those gems. But yes, it happened like overnight. Like, and it's like, even before I got on here, I was like, well, this thing's going to like hit 100,000. And then what happens?
Yeah.
Nothing. I got like 100 subs from it, but I made it into the algorithm. The algorithm chose me.
Yes. And the thing about TikTok is, and this is what I was telling you, when you have a video that hits, you need to instantly make another video. And there's nothing wrong with uploading multiple TikToks in one day. That's the other cool thing about TikTok. It's not like they're going to push you out there immediately. But when you have a video on TikTok that hits, you have to make another video like it immediately. So you need to do another one today. You need to do another Truth or Dare video today and see if it pushes you into that algorithm again. With TikTok, it seems to be like when people find something that they like, they want to see more of that.
Gotcha.
So you got to try doing those for a little bit, and then eventually people will just want to see more of everything you're doing instead of just the one shtick that you're doing.
I just wanted to get to 1,000 so I could live stream, but I don't know why. Like, well, then what?
Then you live stream.
I live stream on Instagram, and I have just enough fun doing that. Like, I'm not sure what my goal is once I get to 1,000.
Instagram live streams are a little bit different. On TikTok, people can give you gifts, and you can actually make a little bit of money doing live streams on TikTok. So people can like give you gifts, and they can, I don't know, the interaction on TikTok is different than it is on like Instagram. I've done it. I've live streamed on TikTok. I wish I had time to do it more because I really enjoyed it. It's a different community. It really, I mean, yes, some of your hardcore community is there because they follow you everywhere, but I don't know. I just feel like it's a different feeling when you live stream there.
Yeah, I think 80% of the people that follow me on there are not from any other thing it's like organic stuff from inside TikTok.
Right.
They don't know me from 10 years of this stuff. They only know me from TikTok and the last 20 videos that I did on there.
Right.
Well, I'll keep experimenting with it.
You got to make another one. Make another Truth or Dare.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll do it after this. I'll keep picking dares because those are fun. I don't want it. I don't want a truth.
I don't want to tell my truths.
Have you ever played Spin the Bottle? No. Well, why not? There wasn't enough people. Yes, I did have a bottle. Okay. I'll keep it up on that.
Well, good job on that. That's pretty cool.
I know. If it was fun, I was like, oh my gosh, I did the thing. So just one of the things that I noticed when I was looking at the Pet Expo pictures is that your hair is green now.
It was so funny how many people were like, your hair's green. And I'm like, oh, it is?
Did you not show anybody this before? Like, have you not posted this in public?
There was a picture. So the vlog on Thursday that went up, I think, it was green in there, and Friday. But they just went up Thursday and Friday. And there was a picture on the Snow Dogs Vlogs Instagram where I was wearing the new spirit hood I got, and you could kind of tell that was before I got it darkened. That was when it was still like a light green that I hated, so I had him fix it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, no, I didn't really like put up a picture or anything because I didn't really know how I felt about it because it wasn't what I wanted. Like it wasn't what it was supposed to be, I guess you could say.
You were disenchanted, to say the least.
I was, because I knew what I wanted and it didn't turn out the way I wanted, and that kind of made me angry because I paid all this money and I went through and did all this stuff and I haven't dyed my hair in years, and this is partially why. Because every time I do it, I see what I want and it ends up not looking the way it's supposed to, and I get frustrated and I'm like, well, if you can't do this, why did you say you could do this? Or just tell me you can't do this and I'll find somebody that can. So I was slightly upset, but she did fix it. I did text her and she did fix it and she made it darker. It's still not as dark as I want it to be, but in like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, I should be able to fix it on my own.
What does that mean? You're going to like shave your head?
No, heck no. Oh my gosh, no. No, I found a dye that I can do at home that should darken it to the darker, because I wanted it like an emerald green. Mm-hmm. Now it's more emerald. It's more emerald now than it was, but that was kind of what I wanted. And when she first did it, it was very yellow green. It was very like, I don't know.
What did we decide?
Green?
Swimming pool green?
Swimming pool green. Yeah, exactly. It was like algae colored, and that was not what I was going for. I was going for more like not really a jade, but more like an emerald green color, and that was what I really wanted, and it just didn't turn out that way. And there also wasn't supposed to be this much green. It was supposed to be like kind of in and out of my natural hair color, and the whole bottom of my hair is pretty much green. So there was a lot of things that I wasn't super happy with. Everybody liked it though. Like, I mean, at least they said they did. Maybe they were just being nice to me and everybody hates it. I don't know.
Probably both.
But I'm like I said, I'm happier with it now than I was when she first did it.
Good. And it sounds like you're not going to give up and you're going to keep doing it if you bought stuff to fix it.
Oh yeah, I bought stuff to fix it, and I bought it's called like a color depositing conditioner to make, because green is a very, you don't dye your hair. Green is one of the hardest colors to keep green. It's very hard to keep it, like red. Red is very hard to keep red. If you dye your hair actual like crayon red, it's very hard to keep it that color. It fades very quickly, and when green fades, it looks horrible. Like, at least when, like, purple fades, it kind of looks like a silvery purple. But when green fades, it just looks bad. So I bought a bunch of stuff to make sure to try to keep it bright. And I don't normally care or mess with my hair or do any of that stuff. So this is, like, a lot of work for me. We'll see how long I can keep it up.
It was funny. I seen a picture of you, and you were sitting there in the mirror. You know how, like, when you're sitting there getting your hair done in the mirror. Uh-huh. And you had all kinds of foil everywhere. It was just big foil head.
Yep, I was not happy.
Dang.
Well, and it took forever. What did it take her? 4 hours to do it?
Wow.
Yeah, it was about 4 hours to get it done.
What do you do for those 4 hours?
We talked. I played on my phone and we talked. They all had a lot of questions about my dogs and what I do for a living and how I manage to do for a living. So I got to, talk about my life while I got my hair did.
Well, we'll put a picture of that in our podcast notes so you guys can check it out if you have not seen it yet. I have not dyed. I think I tried dyeing my hair once. When I had my mohawk, I tried to dye it black, I think, once, because I wanted black hair, because for some reason I really like black hair. Like, if you have black hair, like, I'm just like, how is your hair black? Were you born that way? Are you dyeing your hair? Like, why is your hair black? So I dyed my hair black, and it looked cool when it was in a mohawk, but when I had it down, it looked horribly contrasting with my big eyebrow. So it just didn't work right. I thought about putting colors in it, and then I don't know. I just can't do it.
I know that feeling, because I get the same way. Every time I think I'm going to dye my hair, I thought I was going to do Aurora. Like, I wanted to do underneath of my hair, I wanted to do like in Aurora colors. And the more and more I thought about it, I just kept thinking, it's just going to fade. It's going to be really cool for like a week, and then it's just going to look horrible, and it would be hard to fix because it's multiple different colors. So, like, I know the feeling of, like, I want to do it, but I don't want to do it. I've dyed my hair really dark. When I did black, it turned out purple. It was, like, deep purple. When you looked at it in the right light, you could see the purple tints to it. So I did that a long time ago. I've dyed my hair red before. Not, like, red, but, like, I don't know how to say what color it is. More like a burgundy red, I guess it is. I did that before. I've tried a lot of different colors. Green was always one that I wanted to do. Green and blue are the two that I've always wanted to do, and I never have. So I figured, well, this time around I'll do green and see what happens.
Man, this reminds me of when I was a kid, probably like 16 or so, and I wanted to dye my hair, and I had hair kind of like I did now. I had spiky hair, but for a while I tried to grow it out, kind of like if I don't have a mohawk, and it just kind of went back, and my sides were shaved, and my parents did not want me to dye my hair, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna do it anyway. So I went and bought like peroxide, and I went and bought the little metal toothpaste tube of the color, and I mixed it all together, and I put it in my hair, and man, I gotta see if I have a picture, but it is awful. It was like this brass color. So I dye my hair, and my dad's like, you have hockey practice soon. And I'm like, I know. So I get done dyeing my hair. I hurry up and jet to hockey practice, and I'm out there, and I have my helmet on, and I'm sweating, and the hair dye is just running all over my face.
Oh, gosh.
All down my neck. It was a mess. My dad was not mad. It was in my eyes, and I was trying to pretend like it wasn't, and I was just trying to play. I was trying to play because I didn't want to get in trouble. But, oh, guys, it was a mess. The color was awful. I don't know how my girlfriend at the time even could stand to look at me. It was just such bad news. There's got to be a picture somewhere. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. And I think one other time, too, in the 90s, I paid a lot of money for the place at the mall, Regis's, I think it's called, or something like that.
Let me guess. Did you do frosted tips?
I did.
I knew it. I freaking knew it.
I paid so much money for frosted tips, and I thought it was so cool, and it was like 3 different colors of frost in there. Oh, man.
Oh, gosh. That's hilarious.
So I did have
so 90s.
The Guy Fieri hair.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was bad. That I know I do have a picture of, and I thought I was looking good. I thought I was. And it was just the tips that I had the spike hair. At that time, I had the spike hair. And then...
Right.
Yeah, so, yep, I did. I got frosted tips, which apparently aren't cool anymore. I thought about that. I was like, I should just put a little bit of bleach in the tips of my hair so it kind of like goes reddish like the sunset, and I would look like I'd have sunset head. And it's just like, yeah, man, go ahead and have your frosted tips. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pass on that one. Did you ever have any embarrassing haircuts back in the day? Like, did you ever have bangs?
I had bangs a long time ago when I was in like elementary school, maybe probably even earlier than 8th grade. Crimped hair. My mom used to crimp my hair all the time.
That was my favorite. I love the girls with the crimped hair. I was like,
it was a thing. It was a thing that everybody did at one point in time.
Yep, and then at one point the plates had like stars and stuff in them, so you could crimp them and you'd have stars in them.
Yep.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I've had some bad haircuts.
I had crimped hair. Oh, no, that's not true. Jamie and I had only been dating a little while, and for some stupid reason I decided that I wanted short hair. And it was the stupidest thing I ever did in my whole life. Ever. It was horrible. I hated it.
How short?
I hated it so much. Oh, it was short. Too short.
Like,
it was short.
Shorter than your chin?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You got pictures of that?
Yeah, I probably burned them.
Oh my gosh. If you found pictures, we have to post it.
I'll have to look, but it was bad. I hated it. The problem is like I don't care that much. Like I want to be able to just brush my hair and be done with it. And I was to a point where I was just like, if I had really short hair, I wouldn't have to worry about it as much.
Right.
And everybody told me I was wrong, and they were right. I was wrong.
Well,
I wanted short hair, and I did it. And Jamie hated it. Everybody hated it. I hated it. It looked so bad. And I promised him, I'm like, I will never ever do that again. I'll be a 90-year-old lady with long silver hair. I'll put on a wig. I don't care.
Oh man, I'll try to find pictures of my bad haircuts, and you try to find pictures of yours. And that goes for everybody at home listening. Yeah. Find pictures, go to our Facebook group at CC Mouse Podcast and put pictures in the Facebook group. I'll make a thread. I'll make a topic thread, episode thread, and in there post the pictures of your bad hairdos throughout the years.
Or you can tag us on Instagram as well. You can tag us there, or post it in your stories and tag us so we can see them.
That'll be good too. Yeah. So we want to see your guys' bad hair choices, so we don't feel alone here.
We'll call it the Bad Hair Day.
Yes. So speaking of not being alone, last week we introduced our Patreon. Yes. And this week we have four people signed up. I'm so stoked
that's pretty cool.
Yes, if you guys want to sign up to Patreon, we're at CC Mouse Podcast, where we've been putting some videos and some pictures and stuff up there. Right now, I have a picture up there of the improv. The Irvine Improv when I went and saw Jason Nash. I think the picture's got like him and David and stuff in it. So we threw some videos up there too. So go check it out if you'd like to see. So I got to give shout outs because that's part of the deal to everybody that joined our Patreon. Our first Patreon was no surprise, which is Katie. Thank you, Katie. Thank you for donating to us. That was
I
super
met Katie.
Oh, that's right, huh?
Yeah, I did. I spent the whole day with her on Saturday.
I was talking to her, and she was like, I tried so hard not to cry, and I was so nervous, and it was the best thing I ever did in my life. And I mean, they got to
Do you know what the best part was?
What's that?
I ran into Katie at the hotel the night they got there. Like, they got there, and we went down to the hotel because we had taken the dogs outside, and I wanted a water. Mm-hmm. And they were eating at the restaurant, which is just next to the lobby. And so I got to see her that night.
That's
awesome.
And
I knew who she was. She didn't believe that I knew who she was, but I did.
It's like, yeah, you've been around forever. We know the people. There's a half a dozen or so people that, like, we know who you are.
Yeah, we know who you are.
So thank you, Katie. She hopped on with the quickness. Yay! Camille from Mueller Huskies, she joined our Patreon too. So thank you for that. Go follow her at Mueller Huskies. She's right on brand with everything that we do here. You've seen her in our videos and stuff. So thanks for donating. That means a lot. Yasmin, thank you. It just says Yasmin on here. I see Yasmin in like the live streams and in the groups and stuff like that. So thank you for donating to us. That means a lot. And Ashley Dawn, who's the only one here that's got a profile picture, so I can actually see the human behind it. Everything else is just like a animal for an icon. So Ashley Dawn,
right.
Thank you. We appreciate you being a Mouseketeer and supporting on the CC Mouse podcast, and we'll keep it up. I'll keep posting stuff there every couple days, and it's been good so far.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. You want to get bonus stuff of what we're doing? That's where to get it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Maybe we'll get some Pet Expo pictures or something up there. Could you throw?
Yeah, I can definitely send you some.
Awesome. Yeah. So thank you guys. It means a lot to us, and this is fun. I look forward to it. It's kind of cool to like write stuff on there and put some videos and stuff on there just for like a core audience. I think that's like really fun to do.
Yeah.
All right, so that'll do it for this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at CC Mouse Podcast. Hit up our merch at ccmousepodcast.shop. And love to all you guys that keep supporting us on YouTube at CC Mouse Podcast. So we'll see you guys next week. Same mouse time, same mouse podcast. Bye.
Bye. Hopefully we'll see. Well, I will. You won't. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys in Toronto this weekend.
Yes.
We did a thing.
That was me smacking my hydro flask.